I've always been a restless sleeper. Insomnia, night terrors, the whole deal. So, when a friend recommended Somnus, a high-tech sleep tracking app, I figured I had nothing to lose. It uses GPS and the phone's accelerometer to track movement and sleepwalking episodes. For the first week, it was normal. A few spikes in heart rate, some tossing and turning. But on Monday morning, I woke up with a notification that made my blood run cold. Session complete. You travelled 2.1 miles during your sleep. I laughed it off at first. A glitch, obviously. I live in a third-floor apartment with 3 deadbolts on the door. There's no way I walked 2 miles and came back without waking myself up. But then I looked at my feet. They were stained with fresh, wet mud. I checked the GPS heat map in the app. The red line showed me leaving my apartment at 3:14 a.m., walking down the fire escape, and heading straight into the woods behind the suburbs. The line looped around an old, abandoned playground and came back. I was terrified. I decided to trap myself. That night, I taped my door frame with invisible thread and set up a camera. The next morning, session complete. You travelled 3.5 miles. The thread was unbroken. The camera footage showed me lying in bed, perfectly still, for 6 hours. But the app's GPS map showed me walking even further this time, deep into the forest, stopping at a specific spot near a dried-up well for 20 minutes, and then sprinting back. My heart hammered against my ribs. How could the camera show me in bed while the GPS tracked my phone moving through the woods? I checked my phone logs. At 3:40 a.m., while I was supposedly asleep on camera, my phone had sent a text message. It was to an unsaved number. No text, just a photo. A photo of me, sleeping in my bed, taken from the corner of my ceiling. I didn't sleep the third night. I sat in the corner of my room with a baseball bat, staring at the ceiling where the photo had been taken. Nothing happened. The app recorded 0 movement. I realized the app only triggered when I actually fell asleep. It wanted me to sleep. On the 4th night, exhaustion took over. I passed out around midnight. When I woke up, the sun was hitting my face, but I wasn't in my bed. I was standing in the middle of the woods. My shins were scratched, and my fingernails were caked with dirt. I checked the app. The red GPS line was flickering. It showed I was currently at the destination. I looked down. I was standing right over that old, dried-up well I saw on the map. Slowly, I looked at the app's audio log feature, something I hadn't noticed before. It records sounds during movement. I hit play. At first, just the sound of crunching leaves. Then, a voice. It wasn't mine. It was a low, wet, raspy sound, whispering, "Further. Bring him further this time. He's almost ready." I dropped the phone. Looking into the well, I saw something reflecting the morning light. It was a pile of phones. Dozens of them. Some old, some new. All of them had the Somnus app open on their screens. I turned to run, but my phone buzzed in the dirt. A new notification from the app. Sleep goal reached. You are finally home. I scrambled back to my apartment, locked every door, and deleted the app. I thought it was over. But that night, as I lay in the dark, my smart TV in the living room turned on by itself. It wasn't a movie. It was a GPS map. A single red line was moving. It started at the old well in the woods. It moved through the trees, down my street, and up the fire escape. I stared at the screen as the red dot reached my front door. Then, the dot moved inside the house. I'm sitting here now, typing this on my laptop. I can hear the breathing on the other side of the door. My phone, which I thought I wiped clean, just lit up on the nightstand. One new notification. Syncing complete. Deep sleep starting now.